A time for change, to unmask the truth, to unmask the rot in our communities. Unmasking the Truth will focus on the effects of corruption on women, prefer solution and demand for accountability. Unmasking the Truth will be on this radio station every first Monday by 5:30 p.m. And we ask you to join us to condemn corruption, to demand for accountability, and to work together for a better Nigeria. Unmasking the Truth is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation.
Alright, a very beautiful evening to you. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course an amazing new month to you. I hope that this month will definitely give us all the sweet things that we think of and that we need. Alright, you are welcome to the program Unmasking the Truth. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaisar, and this program comes to you every first Monday of the month at 5:30 p.m. Alright, so today on the program Unmasking the Truth, we'll be looking at the positive impact of prepaid meter on women's business as against estimated billings. All right, so that is what we'll be looking at today on the program Unmasking the Truth. Now, for many years, many women-owned businesses in Nigeria have struggled under the weight of inflated electricity bills and the unpredictability of estimated billing. Now, the issues have not only strained their finances, but have also jeopardized their ability to plan, grow, and sustain their businesses. In 2007, I beg your pardon, not 2017 now. In 2007, the Power Holding Company of Nigeria introduced prepaid meters to Nigerians. Now, in our previous reports on Unmasking the Truth, we brought to light severe challenges faced by women entrepreneurs due to inefficiency and inconsistency of estimated electricity billings. I'm sure that a lot of people actually, found that heavy, especially on their businesses, because this was a lot for many people, talking about estimated billings. Now, Women Radio Unmask the Truth on how the estimated billing paralyzed women's businesses, which hindered them from running their businesses. Now, some even had to shut down their businesses and sources of livelihood due to this problem. Okay, a lot of women actually suffered from this. A lot of women-led businesses suffered from this. Now, they could not access the prepaid meters for themselves, but now these women have a different story to tell, as this extortion from estimated billings has been reduced as they now have prepaid meters installed and finally have control over what they spend on electricity monthly. Okay, so this actually came like cold water for a lot of us. Now today on Unmasking the Truth, we explore the positive impact of prepaid meters on women businesses as against estimated billing. Unmasking the Truth is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation. All right, once again, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaisar, and my guest for today is Yemisi Otokiti. She's the CEO of Yoms Vitos. All right, but before we bring Yemisi on, we went to the streets to hear, these changes. We went to the street to hear how this change actually came for Nigerian women, and, it changed their whole story in terms of their business.
When they use estimated bill, the thing they too much. Sometimes go wait till you no use. Now they go say me you pay for. If you can't pay half of the money, go they go see cut your light, say you no pay. But as I they use prepaid now, if I get 500, I use. I get 200, I use. I get 1,000, I use. So me, I don't like that one way that they give me before. I like this prepaid when I they use because it did okay for me and I feel afford that. Not be before when they cut my light anyhow. But now they know they cut my light again. Prepaid meter don't really help me manage my business in many ways. Because before, when I know they use prepaid, people when we they use light together, you just come NEPA bring 30,000, they bring 40,000. say because na shop you dey, then dey house you go dey pay 5,000. Wetin I dey do, wetin I dey sell, you understand? But since when I dey use prepaid now, the thing no be like that again. I no get light, I no get for myself. And if I wan get light, if I don get 500, I don get 1,000, I go use am. E dey carry me more than 1 month. So I prefer, it don't really help me.
All right, so that is just one out of the many change stories that we have today on Unmasking the Truth. But let's go ahead and meet our guest and of course get to hear from her too, how this affected her and how this actually, changed after we were able to get prepaid meter. All right, good evening, Yemisi. Thank you so much for joining us on the program Unmasking the Truth today. Hi, Yemisi, can you hear me? All right, Yemisi, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself so we can have a very good conversation with you this evening, because I would definitely love to hear, your story. Hi, Yemisi, good evening.
Good evening. Thanks to have me again. This is Yemisi Otokiti.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on the program, Yemisi. So, Yemisi, let's just head on straight to it this evening. Now, let's get to hear from you. How could you, or rather, could you just go ahead and share your experience with us on how the estimated bill affected you as a Nigerian woman? Hi, Yemisi, can you hear me? Hi, Yemisi, are you there? Hi, Yemisi, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So,
yes, I'm there.
Did you hear my question, or I need to go over that again? All right. So I actually said, if you could just please share your experience with us on how the estimated bill affected you as a Nigerian woman. How did this Nigerian woman? How did this affect you? Your business, even maybe at home. All of that. So let's just hear your experience. All right. So Yemisi is having a little bit of difficulty hearing me, but we will definitely have her as soon as possible, and we will definitely get to hear from her. Okay. This evening. This is Unmasking the Truth right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Hi, Yemisi, are you with us now?
Yes, I'm here now.
Okay,
Thank
great.
You.
So I was just asking now, could you just go ahead and share your experience with us on how estimated bill affected you as a Nigerian woman?
Yes, thank you very much. Oftentimes when we try to have things done in Nigeria, you see that it tries to become more difficult until when we try to look at their importance. So several times you see us as a business person battling with profit margin because we are not having a good calculation. And this is one of the things we experience, especially when you are making use of electricity. So today, this is the amount they can bring 20,000 naira bill. Tomorrow they can bring 25,000 naira bill. There is no specific amount that you can easily say this is what you want to work on. And then you see yourself fighting innocent people who probably do not, they are not the one in charge, because different faces may be coming around and tell you that we are not the one in charge of the meter. And obviously you can't question them all the time. So we now have issues back and back, and it becomes an headache to you as a business person. So me personally, I've experienced it in several ways where I will need to be battling with my profit margin, because at the end of the day, at the end of a month, a bill is brought to me and I begin to question myself, how did I get to use this kind of total amount of light? So it's really something I've experienced severally. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Yemisi, for sharing your experience with us. Now, after all of this, can you share a specific example of how prepaid meters have helped you better, to manage your business expenses? Because you mentioned how, sometimes you have different faces coming to you, tell you that, this is the amount of light that you consumed for this month. This is the amount of light, and sometimes you're really put in the position to question yourself that how come, when did I consume this amount of light? So when these prepaid meters came, what are some of the specific examples that you could share with us that helped you better to manage your business expenses? All right. So, just before Yemisi gets to join us back, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course, Unmasking the Truth on your radio station addresses the positive impact of prepaid meters on women's business as against estimated billing. Now, this is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Now, market women, especially those at the grassroots level, initially struggled with the unpredictability and burden of estimated billings, which affected their trust in the system and made it difficult to manage their businesses effectively. However, the prepaid meters have provided these women with more control over their electricity usage and expenses, allowing them to avoid overspending on inflicted bills. This shift has not only eased their financial stress, but had also restored their confidence in the billing process. Now, let's revisit the community to gather more insight from these women about how prepaid meters have positively impacted their businesses.
The wahala when I face for estimated billing, as you ask me, so e plenty o. At times light no go dey like this for a month sef. We fit count how many times they go bring light. The light no go dey stable, but at the end when they go bring bill like this, you no go even believe sef say na you even use the bill, and na wetin NEPA bring you get to pay. You no get stress, because if you no pay, they go cut your light. They go just bring anyhow bill. I no even know how they do am. The thing it does affect business, because at times wetin person go even say when they go come, they bring big amount, they come for you, say you go pay. The thing no easy o. But when this prepaid meter come it sweet me well, because now wetin we use now we dey pay for. At least say if you decide to on everything for your shop on light, on this but funny enough wetin we dey on, we not really dey on anything apart from say we dey charge for on fan, nothing before, and we just dey use am as we buy am. You understand? It good, because this one say they carry your profit for your business, they go they pay for NEPA. The person not go say something, they go bring estimated bill, you go see they pay. But since this prepaid meter come, I use now pay as you use and let make the thing really they sweet me, because now waiting I use now can they pay for. And me sef I dey mindful, because I know say I never make plenty profit. I know they carry the own things up and down. So as I dey use them, I wait till I dey use now, I know say I dey pay for. So this prepaid meter, it don't really help me. All those challenges and wahala when I dey face, when I dey use estimated bill, na so complain, they complain from month end when NEPA go bring back, go they complain, they lament like say something they happen, But since this one start, I just get that rest of mind. Then the wahala when I face for estimated billing, e plenty o. At times light no go dey like this for a month sef. We fit count how many times they go bring light. The light no go dey stable, but at the end when they go bring bill like this, you no go even believe sef say na you even use the bill, and na wetin NEPA bring you get to pay. You no get stress, because if you no pay, they go cut your light. They go just bring anyhow bill. I no even know how they do am. The thing it does affect business, because at times wetin person go even say when they go come, they bring big amount, they come for you, say you go pay. The thing no easy o. But when this prepaid meter come it sweet me well, because now waiting we use now we dey pay for. At least say if you decide to on everything for your shop on light, on this but funny enough wetin we dey on, we not really dey on anything apart from say we dey charge for on fan, nothing before, and we just dey use am as we buy am. You understand? It good, because this one say they carry your profit for your business, they go they pay for NEPA. The person not go say something, they go bring estimated bill, you go see they pay. But since this prepaid meter come, I use now pay as you use and let make the thing really they sweet me, because now waiting I use now can they pay for. And me sef I dey mindful, because I know say I never make plenty profit. I know they carry the own things up and down. So as I dey use them, I wait till I dey use now, I know say I dey pay for. So this prepaid meter, it don't really help me. All those challenges and wahala when I dey face, when I dey use estimated bill, na so complain, they complain from month end when NEPA go bring back, go they complain, they lament like say something they happen, But since this one start, I just get that rest of mind. Then
All right, it's Nadia. We go leave Amsha. So, this is just one of so many stories to sharing her experience of how estimated billing has actually helped her, all through. So, Yemisi, are you back with us? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. So, before we had to take this particular woman's testimony on prepaid meters. Now, I was asking you earlier that if you can share a specific example of how prepaid meters have helped you better manage your business expense, because at the end of the day, you're no longer having, those bills, estimated billings being brought to you, and which will have to make you cough out a lot of money from your business. So how has this helped you? What specific example can you give us of how prepaid meters have helped you?
Yes, thank you. One of the things I can mention is that it has helped me to regain my sanity. In a way that I don't need to stress my head and begin to calculate severally that someone is coming to give me a different bill. And as a business person, it's very important when you can plan your day and plan your month ahead. This is a new month already, so I should be able to give estimate of my costing and the costing of my staffs, the costing on expenditure based on the location, my space, the cost of all expenses. So that is the way you are able to spread those amounts back to how much you are selling your product. Because if at the end of the day I am spending so much on electricity and the price is not even stable, then it will come back to my customer. It will affect my customer and my relationship with my customers, because number one, there may be a transfer of aggressions. Probably I'm not in a good mood when they comes around. And two, the cost of my products will not be stable, because at the end of the day, I will still want to. There is something we call costing in terms of production, because I do production now. So all the cost of everything you spend, you now divide them, and it will now come back to the total price you want to sell each product, and the end user will end up becoming the victim of it all. And when your product is expensive, people will not wants to hear why it is. The competitive price in the market will now determine how much you are selling. And if your product is high, nobody cares to know. Maybe it is the price of the electricity bills that affected you separately. They want to know why yours was expensive, and they will switch to where they can get it affordable. But now I have myself well planned. If I'm closing during the day, I switched off what I need to switch off. And I know somebody will be thinking at home that, okay, we have like 2 or 3 shops in the complex. How do you cope? Yes, what we do is we go to each, immediately they brought our prepaid meter, we go to each of the shops and calculate each items everyone has, every individual has in the shop. Then you ask them, how many hours in a day do you spend? Is it 5 hours? Is it 8 hours you spend in the shop? So we estimate those hours and calculate it and know how much each person will be paying automatically. And once you have an additional appliance in your office, then you must notify us. We have a task force in that complex that immediately will bring a new appliance. Then you need to inform us, so we can now add the money, the bill to your payment, and from there henceforth, I know this is the amount I am paying. For instance, now I'm only using a standing fan, 2 bulb, and I'm using my sealing machine for the sachet stringing. And why should I be paying the same amount to somebody who is using 2 or 3 electric sewing machine? So, but if it is estimated bill, they will bring like 200,000 and they will share it to the numbers of the shop. Whether you are using that amount or you are not using that amount, you will pay. But now we calculate the items you have in your shop. What's it called? Ikeja Electricity did estimated bill for every every item. If it's one bulb, I think is 2 wax, one standing fan, 5 wax. So you calculate the total amount of the items you have.
Okay.
If you are on them for 8 hours, so the wax will now determine, multiply by I think 150 or 200 naira per hour. So you multiply them and you can estimate that for 5 working days, do you open Monday to Friday? Do you open Monday to Saturday?
Okay.
So if you are opening Monday to Friday and throughout Saturday you are switching your appliances off, so you multiply them and you know how much you are paying. At the end of the day, in a month I am paying maybe 4,000 or 3,000 naira. And if I'm producing items worth 500,000 in a week, so you can see that at the end of the day, my costing of electricity added to the value of my product may be only 15 naira or 25 naira per product.
Okay. All right.
So those are the advantages of it that I personally have benefited from it, and till date, I don't have anything that I'll have a fear that someone is coming to cut my light, or because Yalagbaja did not pay, that is why we are not going to have light tomorrow. So those are the things we enjoy.
All right, thank you so much, Yemisi, for sharing this with us. Let's go back to our community women and hear from one more person, and then we come back and have your final thoughts on, where you are right now as regards to estimated billing before and the prepaid meter as it is, presently.
Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ mítà ọ̀nà mítà, oríṣi mítà méjì ló wà báyìí o. Ìkan wà tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ tá à ń lò tó jẹ́ pé ó máa ń lo tó máa ń ra owó lé lórí tó máa ń ra owó lé lórí tó ń pè ní eléyìí ìkejì ní ìgbàlódé tó ń pè ní prepaid meter. So eléyìí ó wà òkè dáadáa ju ti tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. Ti tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn ó ní challenges ibẹ̀ ni pé dojúkọ ọbẹ̀ ó lágbára díẹ̀. Bó bá wà nílé tó ò sí nílé, owó ọbẹ̀ tó bá ti tán wọ́n á fi bíìlì lẹ̀ fún yín. But ìgbàlódé yìí tó ń pè ní prepaid yìí, tẹ́ bá ra owó sí i, ní tágbára yín bá ká lẹ máa rà lé lórí. Even gan tó bá yẹ pé bí ẹ wà nínú ṣọ́ọ̀bù, ẹ ń lo nǹkan tó lágbára jù nínú ṣọ́ọ̀bù, ẹ lè pa àwọn nǹkan yẹn fún ọ̀bọ̀ owó tẹ́ bá ní lágbára. Tẹ́ bá lòdù owó síbẹ̀, bó bá jóṣù kan lẹ lò níbi tẹ́ ẹ lọ, tẹ́ bá padà dé ẹ bówó yín bẹ̀. But ti tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó lò ó láti san owó yẹn. Àti pé ti tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ní wàhálà lórí, torí pé tí àwọn ọmọbìnrin bá wà nílé, tán bá wá tán ọ̀bá gbàlagbà nílé, wọ́n bá wọn ṣe ìwà tí ò dáa. Tán bá tún bá nǹkan ní àdúgbò bíi tí mítà yẹn wà, ìyẹn mítà tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ bá yàn bá nǹkan bẹ̀, wọ́n tún máa ń fi olè kún.
Gaskiya matsalolin da aka samu wajen biyan kuɗin wutan lantarki da yawa gaskiya, musamman a gidajen da za ki ga mutane ba su fiye amfani da wutan ba. Sannan kuma idan wata ya zo ƙarshe a zo a ta kawo musu bil ɗin da bai kai ya kawo ba. Wutan amfanin da suka yi da wutan bai kai ya kawo ba, amma sai ga bil ɗin da yawa. A ta samun matsala da masu wutan lantarkin da kuma mutanen da suke zama a gidajen. Saboda haka zuwan prepaid meter ɗin nan ya kawo sauƙi sosai, musamman wa mutanen da ba su fiye zama a gida ba. Idan ya so kawai sukan biya yanda amount ɗin kuɗin wutan da za su yi amfani da shi. Musamman ma kuma masu shaguna. 'Yan shagunan nan suna da damar da za su iya biyan daidai kuɗin wutan da suke so su yi amfani da shi. Alal misali masu shagon ɗinki, masu shagon barbing salon, masu shagon aski kenan, ko masu shagon sai da provision haka. Yanzu sukan iya biyan iya kuɗin da za su yi amfani da iya kuɗin wutan da za su yi amfani da shi. Ba sai an zo biyan wuta ƙarshen wata ya zo a fara samun matsaloli ba, a ce ai ban yi amfani da wuta ba, yanzu kuma sun kawo min bil ɗin da bai kamata na biya ba. So zuwan prepaid meter ya kawo sauƙi ga jama'a sosai.
All right. So those are our community women who have, who have shared their experience with us. So, Yemisi, just before you go, in less than a minute, give us your final thoughts as regards to how prepaid meters right now is helping, a lot of women-led businesses.
Okay, thank you. So I sincerely want to encourage my fellow women, because most times daddies have different ways of sorting issues. But for females, we find everything emotional, and we can hold many things to heart. If you want to stay happy and then retain good relationship with your co-shop owners, the best you can do is to have your own prepaid or share with someone and have your billing to save your business stress. Psychologically, you will be balanced, and every month you will have a proper planning.
Okay.
You won't have any issue to have anybody as enemy, where you talk and talk and talk and talk and you become an enemy of someone because you are trying to make peace based on electricity. It's just like prepaid bill is just like somebody living in a flat and somebody living in face me and face you. It will not help you to stay on your own, to mind your own business, and to know what you are doing. So your happiness and your staff concentrations will be there. You know you have sorted it. It can't be another problem you'll be thinking about every day. So that's one of the advice I have for my fellow female in terms of prepaid meter. And then you are able to personally, it has even educated me to know more things that I do not know. Because I can calculate things myself and say this is the amount I use. Unlike where somebody will just tell you it has been calculated in the office and that's the amount you people are using. So conveniently now I can buy something. You know, we learn every day.
Yes, of
course. I can buy something and ask before I buy any electronics. I will ask them what is the wax, what is the electric capacity, so I will know if you consume more or not. So in terms of wastage, I'm not resource and wasting my resources again. So I value what I go for now. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Yemisi, for being a part of the program and sharing your experience with us today on Unmasking the Truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mom. Thanks for having me.
All right. So that's the voice of Yemisi Otokiti. She's the CEO of Yoms Vitos. All right. So that's it for today. Now, those inaccurate and often inflated bills place an undue burden on women businesses and in many cases threaten their very survival. Now, the lack of transparency and accountability in the billing process left many women struggling to keep their enterprises afloat, with some forced to shut down entirely. This is another step forward in our mission to ensure that voices of women are heard and that the government remains accountable to its citizens. If you have a story on how corruption and lack of accountability affect women and girls in your community that you would like us to talk about, please share your comment by text and WhatsApp to 070-317-56537. Unmasking the Truth from the Gender Lens is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Thank you to the production team of Aisha Sani, Taiwo Adeleye, Amanda Meneke, and the executive producer, Tomu Okewale Shonaya. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Good evening.